Whenever you guys are ready.
How much is this going to hurt for you not to be on the sideline Sunday, Adrian?
Yeah. Well, more importantly, it's another distraction that we can do without. But we'll get all the preparation done beforehand, and I have every faith that Watto and Ian know what they're doing, so we'll be okay.
Are you preparing as though Lampard and Pirlo will play on Sunday?
Yes, we are. But I think the most intriguing thing is what shape they're going to play if they play all these players. You know, do they go back to the diamond? Do they change it a little bit? You know, you think you know where Pirlo's going to play, but Lampard's played a few different positions, and you know, Mix Discaroo comes into it again, and so. You know, I just want to try and get us prepared better than we were the other night.
Yeah, how difficult is it though when you don't know who's going to play and how they're going to play? And I mean, it'll be a completely different team with just even one of those two players on the field.
And you try and cover all eventualities. You know, will they play 4-1, 4-1? Will they play a diamond? And you know, you go through it. But you know, until you actually run out there and you see them line up and watch where they are for the first 5 minutes, it's difficult to sort of understand that. But hey, that's part and parcel of thinking on your feet, and we have to be ready for that.
Are you gonna travel and just
Yes.
not go, or
no? I'll
so
travel.
your instructions will be before they.
Yeah, we'll obviously do what we normally do. We'll have a big meeting before we leave for the stadium, and then obviously it's just a case of going over one or two things when we get there. But as I say, I've got every faith that Watto and Ian know what they're doing. So.
Sidney Rivera's back from Louisville. What's it like having him back?
Well, he's come back, and he obviously hasn't played as much as we would have liked and as much as he would have liked, but he's got to knuckle down now, and the next few months are very, very important for him.
Adrian, after the way you reacted to the team's performance at Chicago, it sounded like there was a lot of heart-to-heart talking going on, a lot of you know, sort of home truths discussed behind closed doors. How has the team reacted to that, and how do you think that they'll be this week?
We'll have a better idea tomorrow, Simon. You know, the lads are in there doing some regen work, the ones who've travelled, and you know, it's never easy. Ricky's away already doing PR stuff up in New York, so we won't have him here for tomorrow, and you know, little things like that. And then he's away all next week. Doesn't get back till Thursday night for a game next weekend. And I understand it's part and parcel of promoting the game, but it doesn't do us any favours when we're trying to prepare for what's going to be a really important game for us.
Is the plan to keep Sidney here, or are you looking to?
No, we're trying to get some of the younger ones out now. I think it's time that they started to play. Tommy's fit enough. Connor, we might have to keep Tyler around because of only having Rafa, but no, they need to go out and play some football. And we're trying to sort that out for them.
Adrian, I know that you were upset when you were sent off last week.
Yeah.
Was there a small part of this that was exhilarating, though, when you were getting that crowd fired up? Because some people are talking about that as one of the great moments of the season.
Well, I wish it hadn't happened, and you know, it was a spur of the moment thing. It's one of them things that you never think about, but there was a little bit of vindication, the fact that Laren had his card rescinded, but it doesn't change the fact that we played for more than an hour with 10 men and lost a very important game. And ironically, it seems all the stuff I was moaning about was actually quite true, and so that makes it a little bit more galling, but hey, you know, it is what it is, we move on.
In terms of players for Sunday, Carlos, Martin, you know, good chance of playing?
Yeah, all of the guys are back, and obviously the ones who we left behind because of the only having 5 foreigners on the roster, they all come into contention. And we'll have a little look where we are tomorrow. You know, I don't know what Lou's been like. He's been doing a little bit of work behind here, so we'll have to see how he is for the weekend.
How much can you use the opener with New York City as a scout for this game?
Well, it's a little bit different. Obviously, there's not going to be 62,000 there with all the euphoria of the opening day of the season, and their team is going to be a lot different than when we played there. Obviously, if Lampard was to play and Pirlo was to play, it makes a huge difference in terms of their experience and quality on the field. But as I said, we can't really control what they can do. We just try and get our players in the frame of mind to play.
Do you try to make sure the players understand that, especially if those two are making their debut, they've opened up the third tier in Yankee Stadium, it does have a chance to be an atmosphere where, you know, they're maybe getting that lift just from getting those two players on the field, and well, match that? Maybe,
and I think the other thing is you look at the standings. It's a huge game. You know, all of a sudden they get themselves back in the picture with a victory. So I'm no doubt that Jason's seen that. And we'll have to be ready. As I say, I'm more concerned with our group at the minute. I'm a little bit concerned about our consistency. You know, the one consistent is we're inconsistent at the minute. You know, I look at the performance against Dallas, not so good. I thought we were magnificent against New York Red Bulls, and then we have the game the other night, which was probably the worst that we've been since I've been here in Orlando. So let's see if we can get everybody together and hopefully get a performance that warrants the occasion.
Would you expect your team to be ready for a really red-hot atmosphere in New York compared to what they've used to?
Normally I would say yes, Simon, but after the other night I'm not so sure. But I would hope the fact that it's going to be the live game of the weekend, the biggest game this weekend in North America, that they would understand that it's time to come to play.
Thanks, Coach.